Major General A.K. Siwach as joining me as a strategic analyst. Sir, when we look at how India had been demanding for long, because India has been clearly a victim of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism, but when United Nations finally accepts it, China pulls off the technical hold, it clearly shows that India's push has worked. What do you, according to you, as a veteran as well, that this designation of a terrorist really means?
First of all, Pooja, it is a huge victory. There is no doubt it's a very good development which has taken place. So possibly 2-3 factors are responsible that the technical hold which was put by China has been removed.
Yes.
One is that India has able to showcase to the world that Pakistan is basically an epicenter of terrorism. The way they have acted in Mumbai attack, it was Lashkar-e-Toba which was involved in that, and Abdul Rehman Makki, Lashkar-e-Toba basically was a mastermind for this operation. And one is that once we have been United Nations Security Council meeting held in Mumbai, that exposed, and all these members realized that India is a victim of terrorism which is being now perpetrated from Pakistan. Second thing is that our Minister of External Affairs, basically Dr. Jaishankar, has able to put pressure in most of the countries to show the double standard which have been played by the China. At one time they say that they are against terrorism. At the same time, they do not let the terrorist to be declared as a global terrorist due to their own interest. Now this has also made a difference. Now you see how it will impact it two ways. One is that we have a G20 presidency this year, and such an action taking place is a step in the right direction. Also we have a presidency of SCO. So I suppose that it's a good victory for India, but let's not think that this is the last. We have to keep on struggling because China has a double face. When it comes to terrorism, it keeps on talking about international terrorism. But when it comes to helping its friend called Pakistan, it puts a technical hold. You see, there is a difference between a technical hold. They put certain restriction, some observation which are infractual. But all said and done, a very good move. This is a good victory for India that we have able to make sure that Abdul Rehman Makki is declared as an international terrorist. Now, what will happen? That his bank account will be frozen. He will not able to move to any foreign country. I suppose this is a very, very
Major General Siwach, how do you see this about our neighbouring nation Pakistan, already going through economic crisis, continues to shelter and fund extremists like Makki or Hafiz Zaid and many more, of course, innumerable of them, planning to launch attacks against India, a country that cannot really stand on its feet right now, and with Shehbaz Sharif literally accepting that it is a nuclear power on one hand, but has a begging bowl on another. And this clearly now only exposes further about what Pakistan is in a state right now.
Absolutely. See, Pooja, there is no doubt. Out of the 100 international terrorists declared, 80% of the terrorists either belong to Pakistan or they have roots in Pakistan. So there is no doubt. As far as Pakistan is concerned, at one time it is now on a bankruptcy. It has got a loan of $186 billion. It does not have money to even basically to look after their 15 days of import. Their foreign reserve has dipped down less than $4 billion. The rupee has fallen down 40%. Inflation rate is more than 36%. People do not have a basic requirement like wheat and all. The people are dying in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan.
Correct.
At the same time, they are supporting terrorism. That is the RNE of Pakistan. You know, Lashkar-e-Toba, Jaishankar Mohammed terrorists are being still sponsored by Pakistan and pushed toward India. India has been telling them 10,000 Lashkar-e-Toba and Jaishankar Mohammed terrorists are on launch pad or in training areas equipped with the modern weapons which were left by the Americans in Afghanistan. But you know, Pakistan is such a country that in spite of our putting a lot of restriction and telling them, they are still not taking action against the terrorists. And today Pakistan is in a financial crisis, political instability, economic meltdown, and Taliban Pakistan is becoming bold day by day. My only one point, Pooja, you see what in 2013 Hillary Clinton has said when she has visited as the Secretary of State, if you have snakes in your courtyard and you think that they will keep on biting the your neighbor, one day they will bite you.
Absolutely.
So
I think TTP and it's the manner in which it has literally held hostage to parts of Pakistan is reflective of the Frankenstein that Pakistan had once encouraged in Afghanistan or in India, and it's now coming to bite. So thereby my final question to you, Major General, would be that, you know, despite India's efforts to, there is still terrorism within the Kashmir Valley sponsored by Pakistan. There are still attacks against the minority communities or other nationalistic voices as well. And therefore, at this point, it's not just that we should be talking about a global designated terrorist as a tag. It's also about constant efforts that need to be made, because we may sit back thinking, all right, United Nations has done its bit, but the fact is on ground, there will constantly be these efforts by these terror groups to provoke. That is not going anywhere.
Absolutely, Pooja. This is a crucial year for us, especially 2023, when we have G20 presidency. We will be hosting almost about 100 countries. They will be coming around. We will be having 200 meetings at 50 places. And out of that, 3 will be Jammu, Srinagar and Leh. And Pakistan will try to show that the terrorism is indigenous. And therefore, there is a big challenge. No doubt, as far as the challenge is, as far as terrorism is concerned in Kashmir Valley, it is on the last leg. Less than 100 terrorists are left. Lashkar-e-Toba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen leadership has been wiped off. There is a development which is taking place after Article 370 and 35 has been abrogated in Kashmir. But nonetheless, this hybrid killing and also target killing is still going on. To some extent, some sort of you can say radicalization in South Kashmir. So we have to be very alert. We keep on putting pressure on Pakistan. What happened in Rajouri, you will find more such incident taking place, because Pakistan want to show to the international community that the terrorism is there in India, and India is not a stable country, and therefore they will also try to show this terrorism is Indianization.
And that's one reason that, yes, that India should always be cautious. While this is a victory in many ways, it's been pushing for that tag by the United Nations. China pulled it on hold. China has lifted that technical hold, but as Major General Siwach is telling us, that we should also be very wary of China's efforts here, and also understand that on here around in India, Major General Siwach, I think your point is very pertinent. For anyone who's seen the violence by Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, it can only be a prayer of hope that the terrorism here is on its last leg and there will be peace returning to Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you so much, Major General Siwach, for your words, perspective this morning. This is a big victory, but many more efforts will have to be followed to eradicate terrorism from this world.